The one-day millionaire in the Philippines. This relates to something that's happened to an expat recently, and it's been on his vlog. But I also say it's very common in the Philippines. The Filipinos call it one-day millionaire. It's a bit like winning the lottery. The reason it's one-day millionaire is no money. They've spent it. They've had a party. They've wasted it. But in this instance, it's something I've come across before, but also I can feel the frustration that trying to help is sometimes difficult. In this case, somebody's raised some money for an operation, and then from what I'm seeing, in my own opinion, and I stress this is my own opinion on this subject, is that the family have come out the woodwork because they've seen some work done to the house, and then suddenly there's money. They're coming out of the woodwork because they know there's over 200,000 pesos been allocated for this operation to help this woman. So they then, in my opinion, try to persuade her not to have the operation because they assume they're still going to get the money. There's no connection to the fact that the only reason this was going ahead was for the operation. It wasn't oh, well, don't have the operation, we'll give you the money anyway. It's not a prize. It's not a contest. It's not an inheritance. It was specifically raised for that operation. And it's not the first time I've come across this, and this is why I want to highlight this today, because I've experienced it before where I've tried to help somebody. This is my own personal experience with some renovation work. And I know what they needed. I buy the materials because I don't give people money. I do not give people money. I want to know exactly where it went. So I offer to pay for the renovations, but literally we would do the renovations. We get people in. It's not donations or anything else. It's money. And there's no. We will manage that. No, you won't. If I'm paying for it, I want to know where it went. I'm not just handing you money, because I know you will waste it. Historically, it's happened before, which is why this stuff has been ongoing for years. But this is the big problem. You see, they do not connect that money is mine in the same way they didn't connect with this other guys that the money was from donations. So it's from people that have donated money for her operation. Her to go out and have a party with all the relatives, not for her to buy a car or a motorbike or something else. It's specifically allocated for the purpose of an operation. And this is why this one-day millionaire mentality exists, where they simply blow the money. But the crazy bit, like I said, I do not understand why they assume that if the operation is cancelled, they're still going to get the cash. There's just something that just doesn't connect in there, in my opinion. But it's not the first time I've seen it, not the first time I've come across it, not the first time I've heard people talk about it as well. But the one thing I will stress on this is not everybody is like it. You will come across these people from time to time. They are short-sighted. Their only concern is themselves. And at the end of the day, they are not going to help anybody but themselves. But at the same time, it's not everybody. So you will get kicked in the teeth with this sort of thing from time to time, but don't let it hinder whatever it is you're doing. One of the things I do, which I haven't mentioned before, but I'll bring up, if I know somebody is in hospital, I'll pay for some of their medical bill, or all of their medical bill, depending on how well connected we are, if they're friends or whatever. But I don't tell them it's been paid. What happens is I go in, because you can pay people's bills at the reception desk, because you know the name, you know where they are, and they'll take money off anybody. So you can go and pay people's medical bills. The reason I do it that way is nobody knows I've paid it. So the person coming out, because for example, there was somebody who had a birth. The child had some problem because it swallowed the placenta. So it had some issues where it had to be in an incubator. Obviously, the cost of the birth had gone from here to here. So we went and paid some of the bill. I didn't pay all of it because obviously they had their own budget for the original birth, but we made a voluntary contribution. I'm not saying who it was, how much it was, but the point is they then went expecting to have a horrible bill to find out that they only had roughly what they had to pay anyway. People appreciate that stuff, but when you're directly involved in things, it gets a bit more complicated because crab mentality can exist where if you go and build a house for Auntie Joy, say Auntie Joy over here, Auntie May or whatever, is not happy because they're not thinking you have done a great thing by helping her out. They're asking when theirs getting done, and that's just something you have to get used to, or like I say, do it in a way where nobody's aware what's even happened. They just go there and it's already been paid, job done. But I just want to say, if you want to do stuff, expect it to be a bumpy road sometimes, because there'll be times where people appreciate it, and sometimes you think, why do I bother? But in my personal viewpoint and from my own experiences, the positive aspects outweigh the negative. Doing stuff where people are sort of overwhelmed that people have done stuff for them, even if they're not sure who or why, that's fine for me. You know, because at the end of the day, I like helping people, especially if I know they're financially in a difficult way. But just be aware that sometimes you will feel like, why do I bother with this people or this person? But like I said, it's not everybody. Thanks for watching.